7 o'clock.
Today's news.
What we don't know is whether we're going to enter a lawless period.
Rap giant accused of rape.
Jay-Z calls it a blackmail attempt.
Mets win Juan Soto sweepstakes.
This is the biggest contract in American sports history.
Good morning, I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, rebels seized control of Syria's capital, Damascus, over the weekend, toppling the brutal Assad dictatorship. Assad fled to Moscow. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer is in Damascus.
Even as Syrians cheer, they still can't quite believe it. Bashar al-Assad, the dictator millions feared, escaped to Moscow with his family, just ahead of the Islamist fighters who surged unopposed into the capital Damascus on Sunday. The only shots fired were in celebration. Abu Muhammad Jalani is the man who led this daring offensive. He spoke at the main mosque yesterday with words of reassurance. This is a victory for the Islamic nation, he said, and a new history to the region. Only 2 weeks ago, the fighters of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham began their dramatic sweep down the length of Syria. The Syrian army just melted away.
President Biden calls what's happened in Syria a historic moment of opportunity. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on CBS Morning.
Anything is better than a regime that has brutalized and massacred its people over 50 years. There's an opportunity to build something significantly better going forward. There are risks, too. There are risks associated with the possible resurgence of extremism and terrorism in Syria, and we are trying to attend to those risks immediately, including airstrikes that President Biden ordered yesterday against ISIS, so that they can't take advantage of the situation.
Here at home, more images have been released as authorities hunt the man they believe shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week in New York. CBS's Anna Schechter.
It appears he had changed jackets from the one he wore during the shooting, and he also changed from a black cloth ski mask to a surgical mask. Thus far, he has covered his tracks really well, despite the images the NYPD and the FBI have released as they ask for tips from the public.
Police say the person of interest may have boarded a bus out of New York City. They say he may have arrived in the city 10 days before the shooting on a bus that originated in Atlanta. This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying claims in a new lawsuit. CBS's Matt Piper.
Rappers Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs have been accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. It alleges that the accuser, identified only as a woman now living in Alabama, was raped by both men at a Video Music Awards after party. Jay-Z calls it a blackmail attempt, writing on social media, "My wife and I will have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people. The end, I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Combs' attorney denied the allegation.
President-elect Trump has begun to spell out his plans for the country. CBS News correspondent Nicole Killian.
Donald Trump says border security will be top on his list.
Is it realistic to deport everyone who is illegally?
First of all, the question was a fortune. But we're starting with the criminals.
In his first post-election interview on NBC's Meet the Press, Trump said his mass deportation proposal could include families with mixed citizenship.
But the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
But he's open to allowing dreamers, those who came to the U.S. as children, to stay. And he wants to end birthright citizenship through executive order.
Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an
Well, we're going to
executive
have to get a
action?
change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people.
The president-elect also vowed not to go after political rivals like President Joe Biden.
I'm really looking to make our country successful. Retribution will be through success.
He says he pardoned those who attacked the Capitol on January 6th and believes lawmakers who investigated it should be behind bars instead.
Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, indicates she'll step down as co-chair of the Republican National Committee and would consider the Florida U.S. Senate vacancy if Marco Rubio is confirmed as Secretary of State. Golden Globe nominations out this morning. The musical Emilia Perez came away with the most, 10. The Brutalist got 7 nominations. Both are up for Best Picture. It's coming up on 5 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full Well,